Sitting too much changes your brain. If you're sitting down, take a second and get up. According to a preliminary UCLA study, sitting too much is linked to changes in parts of the brain important for memory. Researchers examined the effects of sedentary behavior on brain health, particularly the sections of the brain critical to memory formation. The UCLA team found 35 people ranging in age from 45 to 75 and asked about their physical activity levels and the average number of hours per day spent sitting the week before. An MRI scan was taken of each subject's medial temporal lobe, or MTL. The MTL is the region of the brain involved when forming new memories. The scientists found that sedentary behavior is a significant predictor of thinning of the MTL and that physical activity is not enough to offset the harmful effects of prolonged periods of sitting. This is not to say that sitting too much causes thinner brain structures, but instead that extended periods seated are associated with thinner sections. According to the researchers, MTL thinning can be a precursor to cognitive decline and dementia in middle-aged and older adults. Keep watching for more fascinating science stories.
Dragonflies can be used to spy on you. Scientists have created a technology that can turn flying insects into surveillance drones. The technology makes use of a tiny backpack equipped with solar power and navigation systems. The backpack is fitted onto a dragonfly and commands the insect with optogenetics, a biological technique that uses light to control the steering neurons inside the insect's nerve cord. Dragonflies can then be turned into tiny surveillance systems. The same setup can be applied to other insects of a similar size, such as honeybees. Other applications of this technology may include guided pollination, payload delivery, and precision medicine and diagnostics.
Scientists crack the Yeti riddle. Wicked science coming out of Buffalo, New York says the abominable snowman isn't much of a man at all. Scientists used their mad skills to analyze 9 so-called Yeti samples from several museum and private collections. Turns out those Yeti samples were just bears and a dog. That's 1 Asian black bear, 1 Himalayan brown bear, 6 Tibetan brown bears, and some pooch's tooth. Previous research looking at suspected Yeti hair samples found they came from ancient polar bears, dogs, and other bears. Will this news stop cryptozoologists from seeking out mythical mountain creatures? Probably not.
Genes can help find time of death. Post-death gene activity may one day be a new area for forensic specialists to explore. A study from Spain has found that gene activity in dead bodies can point to the time of death. It found post-death activity in the brain and spleen to show little change. However, they also discovered post-mortem fluctuations across 600 muscle genes. The research was done via an algorithm that looked at samples from 399 people. The program attempted to tell the times of death for 129. In blood samples, it found that DNA production, immune response, and metabolism declined 6 hours after death. Most gene activity was found to occur between 7 and 14 hours after loss of life. If developed further, their approach could one day be used as a criminal investigation tool.
New hope for cancer patients. A panel of experts advising the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has unanimously recommended the approval of a new cancer drug from pharmaceutical giant Novartis. The drug would be used to treat people suffering from leukemia. Tisagenlecleucel is a gene therapy drug used to treat a blood cancer known as B-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia in patients aged 3 to 25. The drug uses chimeric antigen receptor T-cell therapy, which reprograms immune cells to defeat cancer. The treatment first extracts a patient's own T-cells, then genetically modifies them using tisagenlecleucel to grow new receptors. These receptors target CD19, a protein expressed by malignant B cells. Copies of the new cells are grown in the lab by the millions and injected back into the patient, where they then attack the cancer cells. In one test, the treatment led to complete remission in 83% of 52 patients. But it has potentially deadly short-term side effects, such as high fevers, low blood pressure, and lung problems. It's unclear what the long-term side effects are, if any. Therefore, patients who receive treatment are recommended to be monitored for 15 years. The FDA will likely decide whether or not to approve the Novartis drug in the next few months. If they do, it will be the first gene therapy drug of its kind to hit the US market.